This weekend celebrates my 30th year high school reunion. Seems weird. 30 years ago, I graduated high school in a class of almost 400. Remember when they gave out superlatives and they said most likely to be famous, most likely to, I don't know, whatever they had for all those most likelies. Well, ours was nicest, friendliest. I was voted the friendliest. 30, I can't even do math. That's how old I am. 30 years ago, graduating in a tiny town. Yeah, I went from a tiny town to Hale's headquarters. And I thought it would be a ton of fun if we all go back and look at my past. I mean, there's so many people trying to dig it up as it is. Why don't we look at where it all began, where it all started, the humble beginnings of parents who could barely afford to feed us, me and my 4 siblings, to where I am today with George, in Ohio, in Florida. And frankly, we've been all over the planet. This is the first house I ever purchased. As a matter of fact, I still own it, believe it or not. This little home right here I bought at the age of 19. Now, this isn't the first place I was living, but I had it under contract at the age of 19. As a matter of fact, I even planted these burning bushes right here and here. Oh my goodness. See these rocks? Some of those came from Kelly's Island. And I used to have landscaping all the way down here. Apparently it got ripped out. Let's take a peek at the back. Now, this investment here at the age of 19, waiting for it to actually close at the age of 20 and getting married. I've owned this for quite a few years. I was doing the math earlier, and since owning this, there's my giant oak tree. There used to be a giant maple up there too. And I put in AC for the tenants. Since owning this, oh my goodness, more stones from Kelly's Island that I brought here. Look at that. I used to have a giant flower bed there made with stones. Oh, and I used to have a swing. There was a swing that I built straight into the oak tree right there, which is now overgrown. And these are heart stones. And then that's where the swing would go back and forth there. So since owning this home, holy crap, they got enough for bonfires. I have generated just over $200,000 in rental income. Now, I bought this house way back when for $69,000. Well, $69,500 with all appliances, ceiling fans, blinds. That was part of the contract deal. Since then, I've re-roofed it, I've sided it, and my tenant, believe it or not, is one of the people that is going to be at my high school reunion. Yep, my tenant is somebody I graduated with. This home right here, this is the second home I ever purchased very early on. I don't know if I was 21, 22, 23, but this was my first investment property that I didn't actually live in. And guess how much money I made from it? Zero. I actually gifted all of the income and the property to my parents. Now, that piece of property right there made me no money. And that's okay, because it's never been about the money, although real estate is a great way to make money. And that home is literally right around the corner from my first one. But that's not where I grew up, okay? That's just where I purchased. Let's go knock on the homeowners and see if I can actually get into the house where I grew up. This is my childhood, except something's missing. A giant maple tree right there is no longer there. You can see how small these houses are. And my parents had 5 kids. I mean, I don't even think these are probably 900, maybe 800, maybe 700 square feet. And one of the things my parents had to do, if you see the attics here, we grew up, all of us boys, 4 boys, were sleeping in the attic, just like all of these other homes here. And my parents had to take that attic off, throw it in the backyard, and they made one giant room up top, which seems crazy right now because it seemed huge as a little kid. This house looks so ridiculously small. And I can definitely remember this, playing on the fire hydrant all the time. So much fun. Now, I can recall many different projects. Number one, see this jetting out here? My parents actually put an addition with 5 kids. That was the addition for the living room. This is the chimney addition. And a sweet little old lady used to live over here. Oh, and back here, oh my goodness, it looks so different. We used to have our fort back there. We called ourselves the Cool Cats. I ran away and I hid back there, right, literally right behind the garage. It's the first time I ran away. Second time I went to the neighbor's garage over there. Wow, everything looks so small. So ridiculously small compared to what I remember when I was a kid. When I was a little kid, I got my first Tron action figure, and it was red, and I'm still looking for one. And it got launched up on this awning. And when we moved from this house, my grandma passed away, left my mom money, and we were able to move onto 4 acres. And when we moved, it was finally found up there. And now I have no idea where it is to this day. This is just wild. Everything looks so small. I think this is the same asphalt. We used to play football right here. We used to think this was a football field. This isn't a football field. This is a postage stamp, if even that. The street I grew up on, Henry Street, out of all names. Why couldn't it have been George? But the funniest thing is that that's the maiden name of my ex-wife, which I always thought that was kind of funny. And I'm driving right now. It's just everything looks so miniature. Literally looks so miniature. Like when you're a kid, everything looks so big. I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks to my elementary, which is where I'm going right now. Now, one of the things I do remember is I'm driving past a Foursquare church right now. That church was there back then. And I would drive past that every day and walk past it. Wasn't driving back then. My tenants just texted me they were at work. I knocked on the door to see if I could give a tour. I wanted to show you what I did for my daughter's bedroom. Like I did it up, I soundproofed it, everything, but they're both at work. And then Joe, he'll be at the actual reunion tonight, but this is crazy. Here I am now at my elementary school where I was captain of the guards. Yes, I was a nerd. I was the head crossing guard. I was also head of Free to Be Me, all kinds of different things that I was voted for and ended up being in charge of, even as a little wee lad. Let's go look at the playground. Yeah, that was one of my main crossing areas right there. I would have to schedule all the crossing guards. Look at that, I'm still scheduling to this day. Wow, I'm back at, this is so weird. I'm back at my original playground. Now, there used to be more trees here. As a matter of fact, one of my earliest memories is we came here on a weekend, me and the brothers, and I found a $20 bill laying on the ground there. But there was either more trees, there had to be more trees, or I just felt like it was so much bigger. Holy cow, this playground. What did they do to the playground? We had one of the stainless steel slides right there. You would get wax paper, go down the stainless steel slide, burn your bum. Oh my goodness, we used to play kickball over there. This is still an elementary school. They tore down the swings. They got rid of the slide of death. Oh my, is there still remnants of the slide of death? Yes, right there. Right there, you would slide down and make a pit. It was right here. There was also one of those hexagon climbing things over here. But that's not the only place we'd go climbing. I'm gonna show you how I used to get on top of the school building. This is where kickball happened, and if you could kick the ball over the railings, which is not far now that I'm here as an adult, that was a home run. Now, this is where we used to come down and play football as well when we got a little bit older. 5th grade, 6th grade, we would just go into this inner circle in the field. The problem was sometimes balls would get up on top of the building. As you can see here, man, this is weird stuff. Like, this used to be an open field. Like, what's the deal with this stuff now? I don't get it. So the windows used to be different, like the old windows in the schoolhouse that I own. And they used to be rectangle, you know, like 5 rectangles going up. So what we would do is we'd climb in the corner and use each rectangle of the window pane as stair steps and climb up on top of the schoolhouse. And that, my friends, is how you become an owner of some pretty big balls. There's one right there, not on top of the school building. Oh my goodness, they have taken down so many trees. So many trees. We'd come out the cafeteria through here for the playground. So wild. And then my 5th grade class, I believe, I think it was 5th grade, Mr. Whaling, he went on to become a principal. You see now the schools have security cameras everywhere. Don't worry, I'm an alumni. You see cameras right there. And I think this was Mr. Whaling's. That was my 5th grade class right there. Okay, let's go see where I went to junior high. And while I was in junior high, there was actually a shooting. It's not just in the news today. It used to happen back then too. Just jumping down this road will take me to my junior high. This used to be an entire field of oak trees, and I remember seeing a giant buck. Of course, a giant buck to me today means it was probably a baby buck back then, because I do have giant bucks where I live today. Obviously, I mean, I'm in the middle of a national park, no hunting, animals are all protected. I even feed them. I go above and beyond to make sure they get fed. All right, junior high. So elementary was one way, 5 or 6 blocks. Junior high was literally the other way, 5 or 6 blocks. No busing, didn't need it. Everything was in a walking distance. And what felt like miles and miles back then when I was little, right now looks like leaps and bounds with my adult legs. Of course, now I have a bad back, but my knees are still good. Okay, I'm in awe. I never realized how small everything really is in reality when you're adult, because everything looked giant and crazy when you were a kid. I am looking at where my junior high school building was. I am not seeing my junior high building. Let me find a place of parking and see what I can figure out here. That's the road that I just drove down to pull in, and this is where my junior high used to be, which you can see no longer exists. There's a mound of dirt over there. Over here was a football field, and it looks like they built a whole brand new junior high and elementary. So let's go for a walk. I gotta check this place out. So when I came here for 7th and 8th grade, so that would have been way, well, even more than 30 years ago. So it would have been 31 and 32 years ago. So they got a new playground. We didn't have any of that back then. Oh my goodness, there's a little grocery store there. We used to go there and get candy if I wasn't at my parents' grocery store. Now over here, this looks like all brand new building. This used to be the football field. And one morning before class, somebody opened fire on somebody else. And this is nothing like when I used to be here. Oh my goodness, they got a brand new everything. Look at that. I see elementary car riders drop off, elementary visitors parking. Maybe this isn't even junior high anymore. This might be a brand new elementary. Holy cow, you gotta be kidding me. Is this only an elementary school now? Did my junior high, this was the football field where I played football. I was on the football team, right tight end, and always shady stuff was always going on over there, always going on. This is wild. Okay, so I was a right tight end, and this is the football field. It's gone. Oh my goodness, my junior high is now an elementary school, and it's huge compared to the elementary school that I just showed you where I went. And it's brand new. I don't know if I'm caught up in my feels or what. I just want to know where the football field is. It's not here. What I do remember, there's a public park over there with a swimming pool, and I can still see the awnings for the swimming pool. It closes down. Everything in Ohio opens up. Memorial closes Labor Day. And there used to be hiking trails through all these oak trees. I see one trail right here going to the swimming pool. This used to be hiking trails as well. Then football field. Well, can't find where I went to junior high. It doesn't exist anymore. It's an elementary school. But we still can go to the old family grocery store, which is where I truly grew up. And that was the first place I lived after I got married. Honestly, I don't know if everything looks so small now and so weird because the places I live now are huge, right? Like, obviously Hale's headquarters is huge, and praise the Lord. I appreciate the way that he's blessed George and I, and we've got the schoolhouse, which is huge, 10,000 square foot. We've got the ranch property, which not for long, but it's huge, 70 plus acres. I don't know if the deal is this is so weird for me. I was just talking, so there was a dad there that had a couple of his kids there playing on the playground. I'm like, hey man, where did everything go? He's like, oh yeah, junior high is now at the high school. Now, from my understanding, where I'm going next is where I first lived in an apartment, okay? And I lived there for a few months, I think 2 months, while I was waiting for that first home that I showed you, that I bought, while I was waiting for that to actually close. Now, I know it's not there anymore, and I believe it's all part of the high school parking, but we're gonna go take a look at it anyway. I'm in awe right now because everything looks so small. Now, this isn't where I went to high school. I did go to elementary, and I did go to junior high in this city. And then we moved, and I went to high school in another town, roughly about, I should go see Graham's house. I don't even know if I could find it, Great Graham. So when Great Graham passed away in Bomb, then left 50% to my mom and 50% to my mom's mom. And she lived over here as well. I can't even remember where at this point, but at any rate, we moved, okay? So we moved, and mom and dad finally had some money that they came into under unfortunate circumstances, a family member passing away, and by all means, we much would have rather had Graham and Bump than move. But the funny thing is the
in a quarter mile, turn left onto Middle Avenue.
The class presidents, or whoever's organizing all this, decided that they were going to not have the event where we actually graduated. They were going to have it in a city 30 minutes away, which happens to be literally where I grew up. And I'm getting closer to the old family grocery store, which had apartments in the back. We're going to see how it looks, and I'm sure it's going to be way, way different. And itsy-bitsy-titsy, because everything else is right now. I almost passed it up. I didn't even recognize it. This is just hard to believe. Hard to believe. So the city has been trying to clean itself up, and the city was really bad. As a matter of fact, on this corner right here, that corner right there, which you see, that's all barred up now. This corner over here, I saw rug deals going down, services for sale of adult nature. And right here was the family grocery store, and there was parking right out here. I'll throw a picture up. And then the store was here, and above the store was apartments, and I actually used to live in the apartments, so I would park over here. Then there was another building over here, and I used to play Ghostbusters on the giant rock stairs. I found my first Liberty nickel in the landscaping over here. Then there was government housing right next to it, and what you're looking over at there is the high school, which they have pumped a ton of money into, and it keeps expanding and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And apparently now the junior high is over there as well. Most of my childhood was spent right here, which is why it's important to me that Pepper actually enjoys what we do with her mom and her dad, because I hated it. Now, one of the things I did enjoy doing is people would come in and get a pop, and they would get a glass bottle, and I'd bring it in to Grandma, get 10 cents for the bottle, and get penny candy right here. The counter would have been right there with Grandma. The way that I would have actually gotten into my apartment, which, by the way, this was all hilly side parking here. They cut all the hills out. There was a staircase, I would say right about here, and I would go up and to the left, and my apartment was there. Now, one night, there was no AC. One night I heard screaming and yelling, and it was coming from over here. No, no, just take my wallet, take my purse, don't hurt me. I was in my boxers, and what I did is I grabbed a Craftsman hammer. I ran down the stairs, and I told my ex-wife, then wife, call the police, call 911 immediately. I came down with my Craftsman hammer in my boxers, and the police were already here. They were going for me. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to protect the person who's yelling and screaming. And at that point, my ex-wife was like, again, she was my wife then, but she was like, what do you think you're doing going down there like that? I was like, don't worry, I had a Craftsman hammer guaranteed for life. I couldn't have died. This is where I used to come snow sledding. And it's not even a snow sledding hill anymore. It is literally, I cannot believe this. It is a road. No snow sledding anymore. And it's right up against, you can see the Black River there. And there was another side where you could actually drive through the Black River. I cannot believe this. I mean, they did a great job with what they're doing and investing over here, but it seems like there's an incredible playground. Looks like there's a nature center. There's the river down there, but this used to be nothing more than a sledding hill. And now, well, it's so much more. Oh, there's trails, Westfall trails. There are waterfalls over here too with the Black River. I cannot believe, I'm losing my mind. I am losing my mind. I can't believe this. This is weird. Weird, to say the least. My old school sledding hill is gone. It's a giant road. We used to build ramps at the bottom, fly in the air, try and break bones. Okay, here's what I'm gonna try and do. Geese over there. I'm gonna try and find the area. Oh, it's not here. It's definitely not here. You can't drive through. I'm gonna try and find the park where you could actually drive through the actual...
Your destination is on the right.
The river. So this is, they have a nature center. There is a nature center over there right now and a program going on. This is just, holy cow, I've been gone way too long. Maybe that's a good thing. I mean, come on. I live in the middle of the national park. I mean, we do have nature centers there too. And we have the Cuyahoga River, and we've got all kinds of nature. I want to see if I can drive and take Ramses 2 through the river though here. I found my favorite park. It was on the other side of the river. I'm here. Oh my goodness, they cleaned this all up too. Now they actually, when I was a kid, a little bit before when I was a kid, they used to have a bear. Yeah, a real live bear in a cage here. Back in the days when that kind of thing was okay. They used to have toys
In 1,000
everywhere.
feet, you will arrive at your destination.
Oh my goodness, remember when I said you could drive through the river? And I told you about, this is crazy, look at this. The other park I was at is over there. We literally are completely and totally on the other side of the river right now. And you can no longer drive through the river. There's no vehicles beyond this point. Gotta be kidding me. So, all right, I'm gonna get out, let's explore, let's see if we can see the river, find out where the bear used to be. Used to actually be able to take your vehicle right down this road, which would go through the Black River. There was a tiny bridge down here through the Black River. Again, that's the sledding hill over there. We were just over there with the nature center. They have pumped millions of dollars into these parks. Millions upon millions. I do not see any of the old metal toys that I used to play on as a kid. It's all gone. I don't see where the bear used to be. As a matter of fact, my guess would be they're trying to erase that from history, unfortunately. Oh, wait. There's a trail, it looks like, over there. I better lock my car. Or Ramsey's. Okay, let's see what this looks like. All right, this is what's called the Black River. And that's the sledding hill, like I said. And, oh, there is a road over there. Maybe it's a trail now. We used to go swimming there as kids, take your vehicle. If I needed to wash the underside of my vehicle, I would literally just drive through the lower bridge portion. You know what? The one thing that looks bigger than ever to me is this river. I do not recall. There it is. There's the area that you drive over. I'm seeing it in the distance. Oh my goodness, it still exists. It's there. It's there. It's right there. It's a walking trail right there. Okay, definitely have to go check that out. Ramsey's 2.0 is there. I got to be at my high school reunion in 2 hours. I'm going actually early. I asked them if they needed help setting up, and I made sure I scheduled my whole day so that I could help them and also come into town and check things out. See that right there? That's a poplar tree. You know how I know? Because that's what it looks like. Okay, now they cut off access to all roads, and this is where you used to drive down, and now it's just a hiking trail, and they won't let you take a vehicle down there anymore. If you're sitting there going, Jeremy, how can you not remember all these things? Why do you have to see it in the distance and be like, oh, there it is, or this is how? It's been a long time. So I grew up in Ohio, then I got engaged at 19, married at 20. I then had a child, then left for West Virginia, did 4 years of college, but I did 2 years, double major. We graduated with highest honors. You guys know that, the whole spiel, which means nothing, because if you don't have common sense, what really do you have, right? I mean, I'd be the first to tell you all the money that I paid on college and then went and did my master's. I don't use that day to day to the aspect of how I've been successful in life from where I was to where I am. Big difference, huge difference, drastic difference. But maybe because I grew up so poor, that might be why I struggle ever spending any money on myself. Or it's because I believe in gifting to others that are deserving. Big difference between those that are deserving and those that are always living off of handouts and expecting handouts. So you would drive your vehicle down here. I think this is the original path in the road. We would come down here and swim, drive our vehicles. Yeah, this is it. It's the same. This is how it was. Okay, so you take your vehicle and, oh, there's still a road over there. I bet they have it closed off though too. And you would take your vehicle straight through here and splash it all up. And that's how I would wash the underbelly of my vehicles. Of course, I was 20. you know, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, maybe 23 before I left for West Virginia. Then I lived in Michigan. Then I came back to Ohio and Florida. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, what changes? This is the home where Grandma and Grandpa Hales, they actually built this home. I actually remember these pavers. Grandma always had a concrete goose or duck right there, and I knocked on the door, and the new owners are going to let me see. We were only ever allowed in the basement. We were never allowed in the upstairs ever. And the new owner's putting the dogs away. He already said, hey, it's a full bar now. There was a massive, like massive pool table down there, and I spent a lot of time here, every holiday. Oh, the giant tree is gone. I used to have to mow around that tree. Grandpa had big rocks out here by the road as well. You had to mow around. It was crazy. I can remember when my grandparents actually put this breezeway in for the garage.
Oh, yeah.
Do you? How long ago did you buy the place?
This is going on 8 years now.
Yeah, Grandma passed away about then. Yep.
Which way did you want to go through? This way?
So whichever way. So this was the tiniest kitchen in the world.
Yeah, we put on new flooring.
Yes. Okay.
And did some new things.
So my grandma collected Norman Rockwell, and I would go to garage sales, and this whole wall was filled with Norman Rockwell, and then they had a small little dining table right here. But Grandma and Grandpa, they actually built this home. And do you remember Hale's Grocery?
Yeah.
That was my grandma and grandpa. Did you know that?
Yeah, I thought it was the florist. I thought that was Hale's florist.
No, it's not the florist. It was the grocery on Middle Avenue,
Yeah.
which that's gone now too. Okay, so this room over here, Grandpa called that the Davenport, and we were never allowed to go in there either.
Yeah, now
Yeah, we were.
it's a game room kind of for us.
Oh my goodness. So we were never ever allowed to go in here, and we were never allowed to go in the upstairs. We always had to be in the basement because us kids were so rambunctious. This is wild.
Yeah, don't mind.
Oh no, I don't mind at all. Just the nostalgia is wild. We were this was a bedroom. We were never allowed in that bedroom. That was the master bedroom. We weren't allowed in there.
No way from the dogs in there. We
And then-
did some of this in here.
This was the TV room.
We put a door in so you didn't have to go all the way around.
Oh yeah. I remember when my grandparents put this out the patio. Oh, that's genius, man. Oh, and you put the pool out there too?
Yeah, the kids. Yeah, we got a lot of grandkids, so.
So this was the TV room, and whenever we visited, there was a couch right here, and the kids would have to go turn the knob on the TV.
Yeah.
Now, I know that's the door to go to the upstairs that we were never allowed to go to. And Grandma always had like plastic seagulls hanging in
We
here.
got butterflies.
So now you got...
Dogs and cats.
That's funny. Okay.
But yeah, don't mind the mess.
All right, my house is a mess too.
This is where the kids go to.
Do
Make a mess.
you realize we were never, ever, ever allowed up here, man? This is like crazy right now. Holy cow.
It's storage, and like I said, the kids come up here.
It's a playroom.
Yeah, it's a mess room.
So I think, so my grandparents had 3 boys. I think this was their bedroom as well. But,
That's what I intended it to be in the first place.
wow.
Now it's just all extra.
Man, this is crazy. Oh, look at that. You got the extra storage in there.
To get those.
Yeah.
there and then,
Grandpa built the place, so this is wild, man. Hey, you got to have play areas for the kids.
oh yeah, we got about 15 grandkids. So.
Okay, the basement, there was like a huge slate pool table. Was that still in there when you
Yes.
bought the place?
Yeah, we just used it last night.
Wait, it's still there?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
That was a selling point on the house.
Because they were never going to move it out.
Yeah, the pool table and the little bar, but I rebuilt the bar and I used the wood from the old one to make the new one.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, there was no way of ever getting that pool table out. This is where Buffy was their dog. Buffy had to hang out over here. Oh my goodness. And this is where we, holy cow, you did it right, man.
Tried to. The pandemic came around and it kind of stopped everything.
Yeah, oh my goodness. You got video games. Holy cow. This is the pool table, man.
Yeah.
Holy cow. This is so wild. So the pool table used to go like this. They moved it over. There's no way anybody was ever going to move that pool table out of here. So that's where you're like, all right, I got to have this place.
Yeah, because the bar was right here.
Yes.
And it had the rounded end on it.
Yep.
So the top's
Yep.
still here and some of the inside and then.
And then you use that. Now there was an electric fireplace right there. They moved that out, or you pull it out?
That wasn't here.
Wasn't there?
It was just the wood paling and the carpet down here.
Wow.
And then,
This is where we had to stay. We weren't allowed to go anywhere else but the basement right here. So crazy. You the man, for letting me check it out.
no problem.
That was beyond cool that the new owners let me in. I don't think I'm getting in here. It's Saturday while I'm filming. This is where I grew up going to church. And so not much has changed. One of the things that I learned about going to church here is this was a great place to hang out with your buddies and your girlfriend after the services until your parents yelled at you. I always sat in the back seat, and we always parked in the back as well. And there's another church over there. Sometimes their teens would mess around with our teams, and we would have a huge snowball fight. There's the gym. You know what? Not much has changed. Here's really what I learned about church. Number one, I absolutely love and devote my life to God, and I love His Word. And often, so many people think that they are living out His Word as the church pushes out those that actually need the church, that they think you have to be perfect. No. Hospitals aren't for those that are already healthy, right? Unless you want to maintain health. It's for the sick. And that's what church should honestly be, right? We shouldn't be pushing people away from church and saying, hey, you have to conform to this and this and this and this and this. Although our lives need to change for God's glory. Remember that. That's for God's glory, not for our own. But I think they still hold on to that, we'll call it legalism. And God definitely is not about legalism by any stretch of the imagination. Unfortunately, many of the people in this dying church are still to this day, which is why it's dying. God's about grace. Unmerited, unfavored. It's grace. We don't deserve it. And yet He gives it to us. He lavishes it upon us. Even when we don't want it, He continues to give it. We need it. I made it. I'm an hour early. I've always wanted a tank, and I don't think anybody I went to high school with really knows what I do for a living anymore. But if they did this just for me, thank you. They didn't. They were actually originally supposed to be in the actual town where we graduated, and that didn't pan out well for them. And I have a feeling something's not going to pan out well for me. Debbie Farmer told me, do not wear your black shorts to your high school reunion. And she was right, because I did not realize that we're literally going to be in an outdoor pavilion. And it's mid-60s right now, and as the sun goes down, it's going to be a lot cooler. Now, I did bring some nylon stretchy pants. Actually, they don't stretch. They just swish, whoosh, whoosh. That's all they do. But I do want to see. Let's see. I'm early. I'm supposed to be here in a half hour to help set up. Should set up a table by entrance for the payments. Okay. Let's have boys help clean and move any tables needed. That would be me. It looks like we got 30 balloons. I think I'm one of the boys that will be help cleaning. We got balloons right there. Oh, look at this. Helium. You gotta be kidding me. There's no bathroom. There is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm doing my 30-year high school reunion, Crook and Lynette style. Seriously. No joke. I've been on the road for 5 hours. I did not think that I would fly from Florida to Ohio. Okay, did I drive, fly? I don't know. I don't know what I did. to use an outhouse. Oh my goodness. Oh, please plug in at 5 p.m. It is 5 p.m. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in. Nobody else is here. So I'm gonna do it right now because that's what the note says to do. It says it right there. And meatballs. Woo! Meatballs. Okay. Nobody's here at 5 p.m. except for me. So I'm just gonna getting a scope of the layout here. There is gonna be a DJ. So my original plan in coming to the high school reunion was gonna be, there's gonna be a ton of fun and stories, but no one at these tables move outside dance floor. Holla! Apparently I'm gonna be moving tables once the reunion committee gets here. Hold a second. Here's another one. Looks like no on these tables, but keep them here. Decorate. I think that blew off. I don't know. All right. Well, apparently we have a dance floor, and for those who haven't figured it out yet, I went to high school in the middle of a farm field with a bunch of white folks that don't have rhythm. As a matter of fact, my tenant who will be here as well, I didn't even know he was my tenant when he started renting from me. He goes, you know we graduated together, right? I was like, no, I'm sorry, I just don't remember. He goes, Jeremy, I was one of 3 or 4 black people in our graduating class, and you don't remember me? I'm sorry, Joe. I just don't. I don't. So I should remember Joe, but I'm looking forward to seeing Joe today, even though I was already at his house, which is my house, but really is his house. And I've been really trying to get them to buy it from me. And I want them to buy it and to own it. Okay. Well, I won't have that issue. Although I did bring Red Bark's cream soda and raspberry Mountain Dew. I'll see if we can get a few stories here and there from from class members. But to be frank with you, I remember very few people I actually graduated with. Even though I was deemed friendliest in the entire class, my life went into full-time ministry. I had to memorize thousands of people's names, which meant all the other names that weren't relevant over the years just gets pushed out and the new information comes in. And now YouTube, I know thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of your YouTube profile names. So I'm gonna struggle a little bit, probably mostly because I don't have pants. I need some pants. Second person just arrived. Couldn't even recognize her, but you recognized me? I lost hair. I'm fatter. Corinne, and she was one of the cool kids. Me? Definitely not. And you got a whole card we got to unload, right?
Right, correct.
What do you want to say to the YouTube world? You didn't even know I was a YouTuber.
I did not know you were a YouTuber. It shows how much I'm on YouTube.
Ooh, that hurts. That actually hurts a little bit.
Sorry.
And I put her on the spot. All right, let's get this party started, huh?
Sounds good.
All right.
Let's go.
This is Jenny,
Hi,
the
guys.
mastermind behind this entire
No, I'm
reunion,
not.
right? Yes, you are.
Corinne,
Oh, it's Corinne?
Gina, and then
And there's Gina.
Lindsay.
Balloons.
Yeah,
He's the holder.
I am horrible at my job right now, aren't I?
Corinne's advice.
What you were just telling a story. What did I used to do?
In 9th grade algebra class, you used to color on me and some of my friends' hair.
Why would I do such a thing?
I don't know.
That's what you probably
We had a crush on our friend Liz at the time. So
Liz, who's Liz?
McCausland.
Liz what?
McCausland, I think is what her last name is.
I know Liz Bird. Liz Bird's watching this right now, but I had a crush on a Liz.
Yeah. She
Huh.
had blonde hair, and then you would color on her hair, and she'd yell at you, and then you would color on me or Jackie or somebody else's hair.
Jackie who?
Jackie Lobes.
All right, this is how bad my
How
memory
are you
is.
not
Do
remembering
not know
anyone?
Jackie. Don't know who Liz is.
Well, listen, she didn't graduate.
Didn't know who I was.
Didn't know who I couldn't.
How you,
I,
she was the class president.
you were the class president?
That's why she's the one that's in charge of all this.
What was I?
You were Jeremy Hale. You were color on people's hair.
Yeah. I was an artiste.
Yeah.
I seriously did. I apologize.
You were a jokester back then.
I,
You were nice to everybody.
Not much has changed. Was I nice to everybody?
Yeah, you were.
You mean I'm not a bully?
No,
Really?
You were never my bully.
No, I thought we were friends.
We were friends.
We were.
I
I was friends with everybody.
Yes, you were. Everybody loved you.
I stuck up for anybody who did get bullied. Yeah, I didn't appreciate that.
Yeah, you did.
I apologize for coloring on your hair,
Oh, it's all right.
but
It helped it, if anything, back then.
I might color on some today,
No. Well,
then- and
my
then-
grays could have used some.
and then I'm going to auction it off and make some big money. It's midnight. Reunion's over. Loud music. We're all old. Couldn't hear anything. And frankly, I didn't remember probably 99% of the people there. But that's okay. They didn't remember me either.